Today is October 27, 2015, and I'm here in my backyard in Seattle, Washington, and I am just about getting ready to take off to the SeaTac airport to make my way to LA to pick up Al, then fly to Hong Kong, and then on to Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm going back to a place that's very special to me, and one of the main reasons I'm returning is Nepal had suffered from an earthquake in April of 2015. This earthquake left a lot of devastation in Nepal. But what makes this time right now so important is this is their main trekking season in October and November. If we as trekkers, if travelers do not go back, people do not have a job. If they don't have a job, they have no way to make money to make the repairs on their homes. So now, more than ever, I realized as soon as I heard about the earthquake, the thing that I had to do was to go back. And being able to come back to the Himalayas for the 7th time, truly for me, is once again a dream come true. And even though this may be my journey, this will be their story. And with that, my friends, the next time I see you, I'll be in Kathmandu, Nepal. Travel on. I've just now arrived in Kathmandu. After a long flight and a lot of hours on the plane, Al and I, who's next to me right here, we are literally walking down the streets of this area that's known as Tamil here in Kathmandu. Luckily, and I will say this, I was expecting to see this place completely thrashed. The earthquake in this area has not devastated this area. It's actually still very much intact, which is a relief to me because this right here is a tourist hub. If anyone who's ever been here, you've been to Tamil. If you ever are going to come here, you will come to Tamil. To come back and see Nepal like this right now, for me, with nobody here, there's no tourists here, which is absolutely incredible. This time of year, there are normally people everywhere here. This is the busiest time of year, and look, there's no tourists around here. The local people are all around here doing their thing, but this is the part that I'm trying to tell everybody, and that's why I'm making these videos. If you are ever going to come to Nepal, the time is now. Just got here to Durban Square, and I have to say, my heart just missed a beat. This absolutely took a devastating pounding from the earthquake. I really can't believe what I see, but this is why I'm here right now. This person like Bibi, he is a guide here, and it's one of the things, if we do not come here, we do not come back, they don't have a job. It's really important that we come back and realize that we have to get back to this country for him to be able to live. And he is the kind of person that is absolutely affected by the earthquake.
My name is Vicky. Right here, I've been working here more than 10 years as a tourism, as a tour guide. But when we have an earthquake here, definitely for a 4 month, everything was damaged here, and there was not even one tourist here, right? So we didn't have a work more than 3 months. There was not even one tourist, and everything was closed. The way to get entrance, everything was closed because everything was falling down, the temple was falling down, and the street was totally damaged. You know, even the vehicle cannot come inside. Even the local people like me also, we cannot come inside because there was very antique things here. Maybe can get still, maybe they think like that, right? So it is very, they won't let us inside to come around like 2 months, something like that, right, sir? After 2 months, they just clean a little bit and they open the way to come inside. But the way is open, but there is no tourists.
First reports I was hearing about Nepal after the earthquake from CNN, BBC, and the World News, and especially you, Anderson Cooper, is that Nepal was flattened. That is so not true. I'm here in Bhaktapur. As you can see, the main monuments in this area are still standing. Yes, some got knocked down. Yes, there are some problems here. This time of year, there should be hundreds of people walking through here at any given moment. When I first came to Nepal, my main focus here was on the earthquake. I knew there was a gas strike, some kind of border dispute with India, but I didn't know until I got here how bad it was. The people of Nepal have recovered from the earthquake. What they're having a problem with now is the unofficial embargo at the border between India and Nepal. This is a big deal here. This is affecting the country, not only tourism or anything, this is affecting the Nepalese people. Look behind me. miles of cars lined up waiting to get gas. I hope any tourist that sees this realizes that this right here, this is going on in Nepal right now, but this does not affect the tourism. The difference is, as tourists, if we want to get a ride here, we can get a taxi. Okay, there's taxis out there, you just have to pay a little bit more. Hopefully by next year, everything will be back to normal. The embargo will be over, the tourists will come back, and Nepal will once again get to feel a sense of normalcy that they don't get to feel very often.
Well, I have a small message of people around in the world who loves our country, who wants to be in Nepal, or who like to face a Nepal culture like that. I mean, political issues happen every time all over the world. That's not a big deal. I mean, little more happen in Nepal, right? We had an earthquake, that was the biggest one too. I mean, that's make a little destruction. We people are Nepali, so we always think what we have to be in a unity. We're not politicians, or we are not like any, we don't have any like ignorance with each other like that, you see. When we have any problem, we face together. And I think that is the biggest thing.
There is always media things around the world. You hear more about negativity. Hearing a lot about scary things, but please, no need to scare. It's all the danger is over. It's a natural disaster, it's over. It is now your time to visit the region, to support the people, to support the economic. And desperately these people need you.
You know what? For some reason,
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Today is my last day here in Kathmandu, and I'm back in Durban Square. As you can see behind me, you know what? Progress. They've already got up some scaffolding. They put up some bamboo. They're starting to get it all tarped off. The recovery process has started. In this area, there's a very subdued feeling here in the streets. I have never been here with this view of tourists. No matter where I've gone on this trip, we've had it to ourselves. As far as us as tourists, as far as us coming back to magical places like this, there is absolutely nothing wrong here. If you want to help the Nepalese people, if you want to help Nepal, the number one thing you have to do is come back, and you need to come back now.
You know, if you want to help us, come visit us. So people are actually listening to us, and they are coming out, and we haven't had any kind of, you know, losses or anything.
One of the really special things about Nepal, it's not just the trekking in the Himalayas. Right now, we are getting ready to go whitewater rafting here in Nepal. This is something I've always wanted to do. And this is, once again, this is one of the industries that has been hit extremely hard by the lack of tourists here.
So when I came to the river, yeah, like you met a lot of different peoples, talk with them, and take a responsible for those people when you take into the rivers. It's quite challenge, but when you finish nicely, no any problems, then people are so happy. So that makes me so happy too. So that's the reasons I love this job. So this year we're having a big trouble. So a lot of people's, a lot of workers having no job. Now I feel like it's very difficult to survive because of no tourists. So we have a lot of young people here, like 10, 15 boys are working here, not much tourists, so even they can't go to the river because of no tourists. They can't do the practice. Even you go to the Kathmandu or Pokharas, a lot of tourism areas, there's less tourists. So people are having so serious problem actually, yeah.
With my boys here, we're hanging out, we're rafting here in Nepal, and truly this is what the adventure spirit of Nepal is all about, is having moments like this. We're going down great rapids, beautiful scenery, but most importantly, I'm going to give these guys a job, keep them employed, and feel good about what I'm doing, but I know they feel good about what they're doing. What do you think, guys? Woo! Yeah! Please tell me it was on. Hey, done your what? Yeah. Well, I've now made my way here to Namche Bazaar. I'm actually above Namche Bazaar looking down on it and just getting another incredible view. It's been an amazing last 2 days making my way from Lukra up to Namche Bazaar, passing through alpine forest, majestic rivers, suspension bridges, and most importantly, getting my first glimpses of the Himalayas. As I was walking up the mountain today, I'm reminded once again of the importance that the porters play in this region. Literally everything that comes up into this area comes up on these guys' backs.
When do you get to see hauling loads on their back? Rocks, rods, metal roofs, plywood on human back. It isn't where you can just call Home Depot or some other warehouse and get a pile of clothes and materials on the back of a flatbed. It is the strongest person who can carry the most load is the Himalayan flatbed truck.
The porters are the lifeblood of this area, and they're some of the people that are the most affected by tourism.
It's the people that are average poor people that are surviving from day by day that doesn't have the fund to survive on. They're the ones that are struggling. So to solve their struggle too, we need tourism.
Without us being here, they don't have a job. They usually do 3, 4, 5 trips a year here, and some of them are only getting 2, and that's supposed to carry them completely through their winter months. When I was watching the news at home when the earthquake first happened, CNN made this place look like it was completely destroyed, and it's not. This place is as beautiful as ever, and Namche Bazaar is actually intact. I've seen no evidence of the earthquake here. CNN should be ashamed of themselves for sensationalizing what happened here, because what they say, people listen to, and then people don't come back here. I'm here to tell you the Khumbu region is completely up and running and waiting to welcome tourists.
Some people they are thinking after earthquake many things destroy here, but in my experience that is not 100% true. And the Everest region, everything is fine here also. It's just a little problem, but we can travel, we can do trekking, we can do climbing.
Obviously I'm aware in the media of the earthquake that happened here, and it has been prominent in the media. And I don't really feel that that's a fair I feel there's been some exaggeration, essentially, of the dangers that the elites come into contact with here. And it's had knock-on effects. For example, when I tried to get insurance to come here, a couple of companies asked me where I was going. And when I said I was going to the Mount Everest region, they said, well, we're not insuring anyone going around there, which is really way out of proportion response to the situation here, which is essentially, it's business as usual.
We're making our way to Tingboche, and we're passing through one of the many different villages that dot this route. And as you can see behind me, these are some of the people that are also extremely affected by the earthquake. These are the people selling trinkets. Now stop and think about it. When you've got 1,000 people passing through here, the odds are somebody is going to buy something. When you have the chance when only 10 or 12 people are passing through here, they might sell a couple. So if you find yourself passing through here, you can always pick up a couple of these trinkets. So just going to continue on to Tingboche and enjoying this absolutely breathtaking day here in the Khumbu Valley. Today I'm here in Tingboche, and these are the people who are affected by the earthquake through tourism. If we do not come back, this gentleman here cannot hire these 2 girls to have a job.
Just last year, it's a good business, but this year is a problem for earthquake, and the season is very low season. In Nepal, is like that, not problem for the just earthquake. Now is okay in Nepal. Yeah, nothing to problem in Nepal.
So we must, if who want to come to visit to Nepal, so they must come in Nepal, so they can traveling in Nepal. Yeah.
It's really important that everybody understands that the economic impact that tourism has on this country is very vast. It doesn't just affect the porters, the guides, it affects the hotel owners, it affects the people that are cooking, it affects the people that are serving us food. I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity to come back here and travel in the Himalayas, but more important than anything, I'm really grateful for the chance to get to meet these very amazing people here in Nepal.
4830 right here.
We're in Lobashe. We're 1 day away from Gorshep, which will put us at the Everest base camp. I cannot even begin to describe how incredibly beautiful it is up here. Al and I walked up here above another village, and we're rewarded with these views.
I never thought I'd be here. It's bucket list material. I've wanted to come here all my life. It's something I've dreamed about since, God, teenager. So to be actually sitting here on the doorstep of Mount Everest, wow.
The power I'm feeling inside is unlike anything I could ever explain to anybody. If you've ever thought about coming to the Himalayas, all I can say is this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip for many, but for those of you who've been here before, you know what I'm saying, that once is not enough.
Well, you live only once, so the Himalayas are here, why not to see them? There's no trouble for a traveler, and this is the most important time for a traveler to visit Nepal. Nepalese economy, tourism is the vital ingredient of it. We are the most important group of people affecting how Nepal is going to survive from this, because we're bringing the money for the locals, and that's the way how they can rise up from the destruction.
It's 7:30 in the morning. We just left Joblashe. We're on our way to Gorshep, and our final destination, heading up to Khumbu to the Everest Base Camp. There's so many emotions that are going through me right now. You know, you start to question, why are you doing stuff like this? And you're pushing yourself beyond some of your physical limits. We haven't been sleeping very well. The altitude's starting to get to us a little bit. We've been pushing really hard for the last 8 days to get where we are. These views I got around me, everywhere I'm looking, everything I see is just absolutely breathtaking up here. The feeling I have in a place like this, I cannot describe it to anybody unless you've been here. It really has been an incredible journey these last 8 days. The weather has been absolutely perfect. We couldn't have asked for anything better. When we get to Everest Base Camp, for me, it's a major milestone in my travels. I've always wanted to be able to say I've been to the base of Mount Everest, and now I'm this close. And when we get to Everest Base Camp, it will be a dream come true. 8 days and a long, long walk up the Khumbu Valley. I'm now making my way to a spot that I've been trying to get to ever since I started traveling. Right in front of me, Everest Base Camp, 5,364 meters. Yeah! Base camp at Mount Everest. Wow. We've been walking for 8 days to get to this spot, and I can't even begin to tell you. Woo!
You had to earn this.
Man,
You had to earn it.
there is no one up here. Alan and I have this all to ourselves. It is so unbelievable. The reward that we've got for coming to Nepal right now is to be standing here at the base of Mount Everest with no one else but us. Awesome! Yeah! After leaving base camp yesterday, I'm 3 hours away from Tingboche, making our way back to Lukra to fly back to Kathmandu. When I first heard about the earthquake, I knew my first response was to try to come back to the Himalayas to help. And the only way I knew how to help was to come back here and actually go hiking in these mountains. As Al and I were walking through these mountains, our first goal was to stimulate the economy. And believe me when I tell you, we definitely stimulated the economy. But I've always said, I've always taken from the Himalayas. It's always given me strength and spirituality. But this time I had a chance to give back.
I would like to humble request to people around the world see this beautiful country, and then peoples, and then culture. There's many things here.
Tourism is very, very important, and I encourage people from around the world to visit. Please visit Nepal.
It has been an absolute gift to come back to Nepal right now, and I cannot say it enough. If you've ever thought about coming here, now's the time to do it. And if you've ever thought about coming back, you know what I've always said, once is not enough.
I hope you come to the Himalayas soon, and we all are ready to welcome you.
Perfect.